Hi, it's Paul here again, giving my thought for the day this week. Have you ever been in that situation where you feel like everything's okay and then suddenly it's not? I mentioned a little while ago, didn't I, about how we lost Mum to cancer in 2015, and I'm not someone who really struggles with my emotions. I find it quite easy and okay and quite comfortable with tears and things like that. It's not something that particularly embarrasses me, but it really did strike me that when Mum passed away, we went through this whole process as you do of grieving, but tears wasn't really part of my story. There were a few occasions I can think of. I remember, at the moment when she passed, Dad did this incredible prayer of thanks for her life. It was almost like a psalm. It was incredible. That really broke me. I remember on the day of the funeral, seeing some of our players from Saints being there. I didn't know they were coming to the funeral, but seeing them there, that got to me. I remember at the moment as the curtain closed in the crematorium, that got to me. I remember reading a thing, and we did like a memories book at the funeral, and Alicia, one of our friends, had written a little thing in there where she talks about Mum and Dad, Ron and Ord, and she said in it they'd always been to her Ron and Annoyed because that's what she thought her name was. Again, it's just a little story, but that got to me. But beyond that, tears weren't really part of my story when I think about how I grieved for Mum. But then 2016, we were on holiday, and as a group of family and friends, we try and go to Disney maybe every 4 or 5 years, and it was that year, 2016, and we were in the Christmas shop in Disney Springs, the happiest shop in the happiest place on earth. And we stood at the bauble wall looking at all these different Disney baubles and all of that stuff, and Rach, my wife, looked at me and she said, "Paul, are you okay?" And suddenly I wasn't. Tears were just flowing. I couldn't control myself. Like I say, I don't have a problem with tears, but I remember saying to Rach, "Why is it? Why am I losing it so much here?" It suddenly struck me that this was the first time we were going to go back from here, and I wasn't taking a bauble home for my mum. And in that moment, that broke me. I remember finding one of those, the pull-up banners that you have in shops sometimes, and going standing behind one of those, just hiding really so that people didn't see me. I remember going to the girl who was serving on the till and handing over the things we were buying, and she said to me, "You okay, sir?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fine, I'll be fine, there's nothing wrong, you've done nothing wrong." I was just so emotional. God gives us emotions. They're our release valve. There's nothing wrong with emotions. Here we are now, week 8 of lockdown, or certainly very intense measures, and I'm sure for many people emotions are running so near to the surface. Little comments that otherwise you could cope with, for whatever reason they make you really angry or really teary or really upset, and that sense of our emotions being right at the surface feels so big. I want to encourage you, don't be frightened of your emotions. God gave them to you. We need them. Without them, our head would blow up. Maybe not literally, but, without them, we just couldn't cope. They're an incredible tool, and God gives them to us for a purpose. I want to encourage you on this week of week 8 of lockdown. I want to encourage you, don't be frightened of tears. Don't be frightened of laughter. If you're okay, don't be frightened of saying, "Actually, yeah, I am okay." But if you're not, there's nothing wrong with that. But where we do struggle is when we try and carry all those emotions on our own. So also, don't be frightened of reaching out. Don't be frightened of asking those people closest to you maybe to be there to listen to you and speak to you. But also, don't forget that God is with you. He's for you. He's beside you. I want to read just a section of a song to you, and then I'm going to finish. It's a song by Cody Carnes and Carrie Joe. It's called "The Blessing." There was a video put out over Easter, which was fantastic, of lots of different people from churches around Britain singing it. But the guys who originally wrote it, I just want to read you this little bit. It says, "May his favour be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May his presence go before you, behind you, and beside you, all around you and within you. He is with you. He is with you in the morning, in the evening, in your coming and in your going, in your weeping, in your rejoicing. He is for you. He is for you." May you know that truth today. God bless you.